When I first started calisthenics, I almost quit because I was not consistent. That is because no one showed me how to start calisthenics correctly. Until now. So if you're starting from zero, I'll show you where to start, what skills there are, the regressions for those skills, and how to train calisthenics with a free weekly workout routine. Let's get into it. Let's first begin by talking about the skills that calisthenic athletes often perform. When it comes to the push day skills, most people will have an easier time unlocking these. The barrier to entry is much lower for the average person, but that does not mean that these are not difficult. And as you can see, I've attached a regression for each skill that you're aiming for. This is going to make it a lot easier to master, and you're going to be able to target the working muscles while also keeping some alleviation on your joints. Each of these skills are also being shown from least difficult to most difficult, so don't be discouraged if it takes you a little bit longer to learn these skills. Some of them can even take you months. Moving on to the pull skills. If you don't have a pull-up bar or gymnastic reins, I suggest you invest in them because it's going to be pretty hard to work your back and get some serious back development without one. The pull skills are naturally going to be some of the hardest skills that you'll ever unlock because hanging from a bar and having to support your own body weight is just a lot more difficult than keeping your legs on the ground. I've also attached a regression for these pull skills you're seeing. As you can see, most of the regressions require you to swing through the movement or use some kind of resistance band to help you alleviate the weight. And as you get stronger, you use a different resistance band that supports you less. When it comes to the leg day skills, most of you will be surprised with how easy you unlock some of these. Using things like failure protection, a block, wall, or resistance bands to assist you through the latter half of the movement can make all the difference. So when it comes to your sissy squats or your reverse Nordics, trust me, there's nothing easy about them, but you can learn them with time. Now when it comes to core skills, the calisthenic athlete should train his core as a stabilizer, using anti-extension exercises or using compression exercises, like these hollow body holds and these compact leg lifts. And again, I've attached regression skills for you to aim for so you can master it smoothly. Now let's get into this workout routine, starting with push day on your Monday and Thursday. I start out my push day the exact same. I do scapular push-ups so I can warm up my scapular activation and work on my scapular mobility. We're going to do this for 3 sets of 12. Make sure you draw your shoulders down and retract properly and protract properly, giving a smooth motion. We're going to utilize that warmed up protraction in our pseudo planche leans. We're going to do this for 2 sets of 10 seconds and really make sure to push through the scapula. Moving to the next exercise, we're going to do Hindu push-ups. I've attached a regression in the top left if this is too difficult for you, but this is going to be a nice movement to work on some body flow, and you'll see we're working on some tricep activation and core work as well. Moving forward, we got bodyweight dips, 3 sets of 7, making sure to lean forward and emphasize that chest on the decline and explode to the top, locking out our muscles and joints fully. Now join me back on the ground and make a diamond with your hands. We're going to do diamond push-ups. The regression is the top left, and that's going to be using some elevation to alleviate your joints and make the movement a lot easier for you. Pike push-ups are going to be the same way. If you have any hopes of wanting to do the handstand push-up, this is exactly where you'll start. And trust me, it is brutal. So don't be discouraged if you can't do it yet. Just do the regression and follow up with me and we'll get it eventually. Next, we have an anti-extension exercise, which is basically side planks. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds on each side, making sure to push through that oblique. Next up, we're going to be doing wall handstands. If you're going to be a calisthenic athlete, we gotta learn about hand balancing. So I've attached a regression skill to the left as well, and this is something that you're just going to have to learn and be patient with. And finally, our last workout is going to be hollow body holds, holding it for 3 sets, the max amount of time that we can. And now we're moving over to pull day. We're going to do this every Tuesday and Saturday. Starting off with some scapular work, we're going to do scapular pull-ups, making sure to draw our shoulders down and back, really working on that beginning start of a pull-up. This will protect our shoulders and get us warmed up properly. Next, we have hollow body hangs, warming up that core so we can utilize it later. And our last tune-up exercise is going to be German hangs, really opening up those shoulders and unlocking that shoulder mobility so we can utilize it later. Starting off with front lever raises, making sure to keep our knees basically glued to our chests, keeping that core tight and controlling the movement throughout. We want to raise our legs to the sky and bring them back down gently and safely. Now we're going to do an isometric called the tuck front lever. If you can't do it, you want to use a resistance band to support you through that movement. Moving forward, we got rows for the hose. Bodyweight rows, one of the best exercises to build a back if you can't do pull-ups yet. When it comes to this exercise and the bodyweight curl, the best way to make it harder is to set the bar lower, so you have to support more of your body weight. Ending off this strength training routine with pull-ups, going 2 sets for the max reps. Don't be afraid to attach a resistance band if it's too hard for you to support your weight. And lastly, we have the wall handstand. Again, 3 sets of 20 seconds. Really push it through the shoulders over ears. And last but not least, Almighty Leg Day, doing it Wednesday and Sunday. Starting off with bodyweight squats. We're going to do this for 3 sets of 7, and as you can see, I've added some failure protection, so don't be afraid to squat low. Next, we have arguably the best quad builder, Bulgarian split squats, a great unilateral exercise for you to learn and support your own body weight. Following that exercise, horse stances are going to be great for that quad development and unlocking superhuman hip mobility. And of course, we cannot forget calf raises. I got some elevation here, 2 sets of 12, and we're going to make sure we pause for 1 second at the top to really feel that in our calves. Next up, we got single leg squats. We're going to do this for 2 sets of 4 on each side. Don't underestimate this. This is going to be difficult. We're reaching the end here. We got some core work. We're going to do compact leg lifts. This should be easier since we just had leg day and it's all about hip mobility. And again, we're going to work on some anti-extension with our hollow body holds. 3 sets, max holds. And then lastly, we're going to do single leg planks. If we can't do that, we're going to do bird dogs like we have in the top view there. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I wanted to make sure that there was a guide that you could honestly reference when learning your calisthenics. I hope that weekly workout routine works out for you and you're well on your way to mastering whatever calisthenics skill that you want to learn. Again, I'll catch you in the next one. For now, strict form only.